When you see these signs, you better buckle up because things are about to go down. And we're talking about the 5 major signs here on how do you know a big thing is coming into your life, a major shift that is happening in your life that will leave you speechless, questioning who you are anymore. Am I an alien on this earth? Who am I? And we are going to talk about the ways, the signs, the signals, and how you can identify them, because when you experience these signs, you know that your life will never going to be the same again. And I went through something that is actually quite recent. So if you guys have seen my previous videos, you will see that I've just went through a major shift in my life. And in this video, I'm going to break it down how you can identify the ones that are going to really change your life. My name is Tina Wong, and on this channel, this beautiful channel, we're going to share about spirituality, the self-development tips, hacks, techniques on how you can become the best and the highest version and the most aligned version of yourself. So let's get into it. The number one sign here is when you are seeing challenges after challenges after challenges. And you might be wondering, well, we have challenges every day, but what's so different about this one? Well, how you know that you're going to be experiencing a major life-changing shift happening in your life is when challenges keeps on happening back to back to back, and you're just like dodging, and you're like, what the heck is going on? And let me give you an example of this. So recently, I moved to Bali, and honestly, the first step, it was already a challenge, okay? Being at the airport, they didn't let us through. We had to rebook and doing all of these things. And, I travel a lot, and usually I do all my checks, like what is required. I've been traveling, it's like my 5th country this year. But for some reason, we missed a thing or two, which made no sense because we checked everything, that we needed to get some more documentation, etc. So we had to book our flight the next day. And when we got to Bali, what happened? When we got into Bali, people were just at the custom, they were searching through, doing random checks, and of course, our bag was being checked. And they were going through all my crystals, all my woo-woo stuff, all my tarot decks, and they're like, what are these things? They were opening it one by one, making sure I'm not hiding things underneath the cards or something like that. So that took an hour. And the funniest thing is that when we got to our villa, and when we were going to the ATM and taking the cash out, when I put my card in, I was clicking, how much I wanted to take out. And then they were like, okay, we're going to dispense it. And guess what? It was saying error, cannot dispense your money. And then it put the card out, it spit the card out. So it's like, okay, fine, if it doesn't work, I'll try another one. But the moment I was going in and reaching for the card, it went back in. The ATM machine ate my card. Can you guys believe that? So we had to go to the bank, and the whole fiasco of trying to get it back. And I was living on $40. That's the only cash I had on hand for the entire week. And not only that, okay, talking about challenges, second day, I was having this neck pain. I woke up with this unusual neck pain that left me in pain for literally days, and I'm still recovering from that. Can you it's insane. And why I'm sharing this with you is that a lot of these shifts has brought me to this major shift in my life, where I'm literally rebranding my whole channel. I was doing tarot readings on my channel for the longest time, for the past 2+ years, and I got a calling that it needed to transform a little bit. It needed to evolve. So here I am on a whole brand new channel. So I thought this video is more appropriate than anything. And why these challenges keep on coming up? Because they are opportunities. Okay, so how you know this, the number one sign is challenges acting as opportunities. It's acting as ways for us to start questioning what we're doing. Questioning, do we need to be going out and about, and do we need to be looking at this thing and that thing? But what if what we really need is to spend time by ourselves, to reflect on what makes us happy, to reflect on what is bringing us to where we are, to our highest truth. And it's funny because, at the airport when they were checking my crystals and my tarot decks, and how it's literally linking to me starting to going through my crystal, my tarot decks, right, my tools, to question, is it how I really want to show up? Do I want these cards? What is between these cards, right? Who am I? What is my message? So it was really linking to who I am, what does freedom mean to me, what does abundance mean to me. And even when I was living with $40 right in my pocket, I felt happy, I felt abundant, I felt free. And I realized that abundance is not about having how much money you have, it's how much freedom you have, it's the opportunity, the decision, the option to do what you really, really love. So that is the number one sign. Now, let's get to number 2. So number 2 here, the sign that you know that your life is about to take on a major, major shift, is all about invitations and calling. So write this down, invitations and calling. What do I mean by that? Invitation meaning that you're just living your life, okay, you're just chilling, and all of a sudden you're like, yo, your friend is like, hey, I'm having a wedding in Hawaii, I'm having a birthday party in Mexico, I'm having, let's come here to Costa Rica because I'm here with my family, you want to come? So you're just getting all these like random invitations, and not only that, it really aligns with what you've been wanting to do for a really long time. So for me, for example, when I was coming to Bali, I had no plans actually on coming here. I was at Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam visiting my grandma, and I was actually planning to stay there for 4 months to spend some time with her because my grandma is getting old, and I really want to spend as much time as possible, and also to understand a little bit about where I grew up because I was born in Vietnam and then I moved to Canada. So I want to learn more about the country, etc. But literally the moment when I landed in Vietnam, all of a sudden I'm getting all these downloads that, hey, you should be in Bali instead. There's something about Bali that keeps on coming up, like the things that were popping on my screens, the books, the messages were coming up, and the place that I stayed at, the very place itself is called Bali. The apartment, like the building, the condo, the name of it is called Bali. And I'm just like, really? Bali keeps on coming up. And then all of a sudden, one of my team members was like, oh my gosh, what about Bali? Should we go to Bali? So then it was just like bringing back all these things. Were like, oh my gosh, maybe we need to be in Bali. And then I remember when I got my ring, some of you guys may have seen my post on Instagram, this ring that says breathe. I got it in Bali when I was there in 2017. I've always wanted to come back to reconnect with the lands, to reconnect with the energy. And it just happened that it's perfect. It's perfect that it was calling me. And when I was in Vietnam, actually, I wasn't really feeling the vibe. I expected it to be a bit different, but when I got there, the energy didn't align. It didn't align with who I am. It didn't align with what I wanted to create. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I just take a vacation 1 month in Vietnam, and we're gonna actually move to Bali instead. And then here we are. So some of you guys may be getting some calls, some feeling like, oh, I really wanted to go here. Maybe your best friend can be inviting you to Mexico for a wedding, for a birthday party, and you're like, oh my gosh, I've always wanted to come to Mexico. I've always been called to it. I'm not really sure what it is, but I've been called to it. Another really cool example of this is I was actually in Bali, and I was feeling into an energy of my friend. So I called him up and I was like, hey, I'm in Bali, so I don't know if you're feeling it or not, but I just got a calling that I might I should just give you a call and ask if you wanted to come for any reason. It was really strange because we were actually like not that close. Like we are friends, but it's not like, like, yo, come here where I am kind of friends. But then I sent him that message and he messaged me back and he was like freaking out. He was like,
oh my gosh, how do you know? I've always wanted to come to Bali. Actually, we are going to Bali, so see you there.
So he's actually going to be coming. Isn't it crazy? And I actually got a calling for another friend and I called him up and he's like, my gosh, I've always wanted to come. I actually was going to come before the pandemic, etc. So all of these synchronicities and all of these people that I'm kind of inviting over here, they already have a calling coming to here. There is something that is about to really change the messages, the potency, the activations of this land, of this very geographic location. And knowing that how much it has shifted my life the moment I landed in Bali, I felt like my whole being was ripped apart, thrown away. So if you've been feeling called to go to a place and you just know, like, my gosh, my heart, there's something about this energy I can't explain, well, in that place, my dear, is going to do something to your energy. It's going to do something about who you are and who you are not. So be prepared. Let's move to number 3. Okay, and number 3 here, the signs that you know that something huge is about to take over your life is when you are actually releasing a lot, like releasing the fears, releasing the doubts, releasing a lot of these conditioning of the past. So for example, if you are someone who's been feeling like, oh my gosh, I feel like for some reason at this time in my life, a lot of the signs were coming up about me speaking my truth, me being more authentic, me being more vulnerable, me acting or dressing or being or showing up in a way that is more me. So if you're getting any sorts of calling where like you realize that you're not authentic in your life, you're not living a life that is aligning with you, a lot of things are not like in resonance, you will find yourself releasing a lot of that either through anger, frustration. Maybe some of you guys can be in that confusion phase, but a lot of crying, okay? Tears can be releasing. And it kind of seems like it's a dark cloud where all of a sudden all your emotions are coming up and you're like, why are they coming up and why are they coming up now? Well, why they're coming up now is for you to have that big level, higher level of awareness so that you can let them go. And the thing is, when you let go of something, you are creating room for something really, truly magical to emerge in your life. When I was in Bali, I was getting the feelings of authenticity, of vulnerabilities, of being true. So I was questioning a lot of that, and I was realizing that there are moments in my life and even in my YouTube videos that I didn't feel like I was authentically me. I didn't feel like I was expressing myself the way that is true to me. So then I had to really question that, and it made me feel kind of bad about, what I was doing. It made me feel some kind of way, and I was going through a lot of emotional releasing. But that has brought me here. It has brought me to this phase in my life where I'm creating the content that is more aligned with me, and it also makes me feel super, super excited. So start questioning on where you are and what patterns that you've been noticing that are not resonating with you anymore. So let's go to number 4. And by the way, number 4 and number 5 is actually quite shocking. It's actually something that you might not really think about. But number 4 over here is along the lines of what you find that you've been doing over and over and over and over again is not resonating. So what I mean by that is, maybe you've been in a relationship for like 5 years, 10 years, who knows, 15 years, and now you're questioning that a lot. Maybe you're in a profession, in a career, in a job for a while now, and it's just like, it's good, it's fine, there's nothing really wrong with it, but then you know that your heart is just not in it. There's just something energetically, unexplainably weird and strange. So that's actually the moment that is you and your higher self and the universe is hinting that it's not about the thing itself, it's about you up leveling, you expanding, and you shedding that old layer of you, that old version of you, so that you are now stepping into something of your true alignment, your highest alignment, that is yours, that is the truthful version of you, that is the most authentic version of you. Now, a lot of people don't realize this because it's hard to find, it's hard to pinpoint, that's what I'm trying to say, because you go to work every day, you have the same schedule. And a lot of us are like, that's normal, right? That's normal. Why am I questioning that? I've been dating this person for the past years. Why am I questioning that, right? I've been posting the same content on my YouTube channel, in my case, for years. So why am I questioning that? So a lot of these things are going to be quite subtle. But the thing here is that you need to use your discernment of really asking yourself, what is missing? Or what is shifting? Because you can be doing the same thing over and over again, but when you are evolving and when you are expanding your consciousness, you will realize that, hey, just because I'm doing something every day, day in and day out, doesn't mean it's something that is truly there for me. So it's a huge sign that you're about to make a big jump in your life. There's something that's about to really shift because you and your energy is shifting. So now it's about your physical world shifting with it. Moving on to number 5. And number 5 here is actually really, really interesting. And some of you guys may not even realize that when you are in a phase in your life where you're finding new things really exciting, and someone who is new and inspiring is entering your life. Okay, and now you must be wondering, well, what does that have to do with anything? Well, actually, when you find a new hobby, it's not really hobby, I would say. I think it's more like passion, like a new passion, something that just lights your soul on fire. All of a sudden, you don't even know what it is, you don't understand it 100%, but you're just like, this new thing is so exciting. Maybe you just found out a new book by Eckhart Tolle, and it's about, being mindful, being in the present. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm just so passionate about that right now. This just makes so much sense. I love this stuff. And you find yourself reading the book, researching about mindfulness, right? So whatever that new topic, that new passion, that it just like makes you feel so excited and feel so passionate, that is the first sign, because when you are really activated in your passion, it opens up a new channel. It opens up a new pathway of being, because your excitement, your yes energy, your I'm fired up energy, it opens up new portals. And also when you find someone who just all of a sudden kind of like fell up from the sky, maybe you find them on Instagram, maybe you find them on YouTube, maybe it's a stranger, but you just find them so inspiring. And you're like, yes, you are the one that I want to be. Not that like, you want to be them, but it's like you want to be like them, right? It's like, I can see myself doing that. So maybe you meet a new coach, a new mentor, a new person who show up in the way that you would like to show up in the world. And you're like, yes, that's exactly how I want to show up in my life. That's exactly how I want to show up in my business. Yes, exactly how I want to show up on my YouTube channel, right? So you can be finding kind of way showers, that's what I like to call them, way showers, someone who is mirroring the reflection of you, that version of you that wants to burst, that wants to expand, that wants to come into being, but you just don't know it yet. So by recognizing who is really inspiring you right now to take action, to make you question, do I want to become like that, like him, like her, like them, today, or tomorrow, or in the coming time of my life. So that's actually a really big and potent sign, because you're actually getting a physical example of who you could be. And if you find the excitement, if you also have the passion along with it, man, your life is about to have a major shift. So if you guys got anything from this, like this video, comment down below. Also guys, let me know what are some signs that you have personally recognized that you are going through a major shift yourself. And if you guys have recently been going through a major shift like I did, share it down below. I would love to hear about your story. And is there anything that you would like to add to the list? Comment it down below. If you got anything, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and as always guys, I love you. I appreciate you so much. Have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon.